up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Can't twist.
Good evening. Oh, look at me trying to be cute. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the channel. If you are new, don't be. Go ahead and click that subscribe button to be a part of the Witness gang, to join the Witness Nation. Now let's get into this, shall we? Hello, you guys, and welcome to the channel. If you're new, don't be.
I'm Whitney. Keep it cute, get the boot.
Good evening, everybody. This platform discusses any and all information that has been made known to the public in any way. I am not a journalist. I'm a commentator. Now, the views and opinions expressed in this video and on Whitney D's YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect the opinion of Whitney D and Whitney D's YouTube channel. And all topics are for entertainment purposes only. Comedy, satire, TV, mature. Viewers' discretion is advised. Again, our commentary is alleged, but very real. Say it with me now. Very real indeed. Yes, it really is. Okay, because we are discussing none other than the allegations that have transpired with your boy Steven Tyler from AEROSMITH. Okay, and gosh, it's sad because I'm young, but I like me some AEROSMITH. I can't think of a song right now, but I like them. Okay. And, it's unfortunate, but like I said on last stream, I don't give a rest, but who it is, you show me some evidence and some proof, child. That's it. And so not for nothing. It's been an interesting couple of weeks covering this. Okay. But not for nothing. I'm not going to hold you guys. We're going to go ahead and get right into it. So please let me know where you guys are tuning in from. Facebook. Hey, Facebook fam. Twitter. How y'all doing? Tweet. Twitch. Here on YouTube, Dallas, Texas, Houston, Atlanta, New York. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from, okay? Make sure in the process that you're keeping it cute so you won't get the boot, okay? Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Like this video and share this video, okay? Now, if you would like to join the hottest channel on YouTube, okay? I'm a little biased because, it's my channel. But if you like to join, you can click the X out of your chat and you'll see a join button. You can click there. Or upon the end of this video, I go back and I put all the descriptive stuff in there, and you can click the link in there for more information, okay? Now, if you'd like to tip the hostess with the mostest, you can do so by sending me a Cashapp. However, if you do not have Cashapp, boom, money drop up, money drop up. You can look at the bottom of the screen right now and you will see my PayPal, my Zelle information at the bottom of the screen, okay? Every coin count, it goes back into my channel, my wonderful set, okay? This is not virtual. This is all real, okay? Okay, that's real, all right? Set life for real, okay? Hopefully, I don't have a Whitney Davis moment, child. I just threw this wig on top of my headband. I don't want it to fall back on me, but if it do, child. Y'all, funny thing, her name is Whitney Davis. Small world. Not for nothing, you guys. You know, that's my information for my Cashapp. We also have a PO box. Okay. So yeah, you know, let's go ahead and get into everything. I'm not going to hold you guys. Doesn't seem like I have anybody in the chat, but those that are tuning in, hello and welcome, you guys. Okay. So many of you guys may be or may not be aware, I have been keeping my feet on the necks of these sycamores. Okay. These sycamores, and in the words of which I call them these pedos. So, you know, like I told you, the buck didn't stop with R. Kelly. I didn't start with him. So I've been just reading all these different stories. On tomorrow for Where Were the Parents, I am going to be covering Marilyn Manson. Yes, it's some egregious allegations in regards to Marilyn Manson and a 16-year-old. They like him at 16, right? I mean, like, why you gotta wait another 2 years? Anyway, but yeah, so we've been keeping our foot on the necks of these celebrities that think that, you know, they can get away with murder. But anywho, so where we left off in regards to this particular story, and let me go ahead and get everything set up for you guys, because I'm not gonna hold you. Okay, I'm not gonna hold you. Let me go ahead and get everything set up. Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me go ahead and get set up. And 8, because we left off on page 8. Okay, so where we left off at on, I want to say, last week, we heard Julia. Okay, and for those that are like, okay, what is going on? Like I said, you guys are tuning in. You saw the thumbnail. You're tuning in to these egregious allegations against AEROSMITH'S Steven Tyler. Okay, tonight we're going to be covering the first cause of action, which is the sexual charge against him, okay, and all the other charges that transpired. But in this particular picture that you guys see is Steven Tyler at roughly 25. He was in his 20s, and then over to the right of him, you see Julia, which is this woman here, okay? Julia, around 16 years old, barely turning 16, met Steven Tyler, okay, and went on to engage in a relation, if you will, got pregnant by the man, and only for her to find herself in a burning apartment. Coincidental? I think not, okay? I personally think not, okay? But, you know, stuff happens, right? We hear the allegations in which she states how she got consent from her mother. Steven Tyler went to meet her to greet the parent, to get the consent, if you will, for her to travel, because she was underage. So mom was aware that her daughter was going to be with this man underage. She signed a consent. He promised the mom that he would get her in the best of schoolings and he would take care of her. And Julia states that none of that actually happened. And so she said that she just went on a series of being sexually involved with him, sexual abuse and all this stuff and all sort. Okay. Before we get into everything, shouts out to Louis Z Boutique for the lashes. And shouts out to Suja Organics, Shazazz Creations on the T. Okay. A saying that I usually say, common sense ain't common. And that's where my tea is. Okay. That's where I got my tea in. All that information you can find in the description box. I am sipping on watermelon juice. It's not sponsored by Suja, but you know, shouts out to them in my little B cup. Okay, I got this from Dollar General, child. I love it. Come with a top and everything. It was like $5. So cheers, okay? Oh, it's so good. But anyway, so we heard a lot of stuff, okay? A lot of details, okay? So again, what we're gonna we're gonna start off or continue is now we're about to hear the charges that are going to be brought to him. We just heard the background story, how she met him, and on sort. Okay, now we're about to hear the charges that are about to be brought up against him. But on the contrary, like I told you guys, I feel like it was a attempted deletion there by way of Stephen, because we hear a story that she tells him that, hey, there's no food here. You know, he had been gone for 2 weeks on tour. Hey, there's no food here. I need food. He said, okay, I'm going to send Parker to take you to get groceries. She states that she was excited. She hadn't been out the apartment in 2 weeks, so she was excited. Only for Parker to come. She opened the door, let him in, and she doesn't remember what happened after that, but she wakes up to smoke everywhere and Parker nowhere to be in sight. But ain't nobody talking about that. But I caught that, and I was just like, Gaddis, what? So yeah, so we hear about that. So we're going to go ahead and hear the rest of the allegations that she is trying to bring on old dude. Okay, so let's go. All right, go ahead and put my banner down below to let you guys know what we are discussing. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and read this document. First cause of action, sexual battery, as you guys see, Civil Code 1708-5, okay, against all the defendants, okay? So this includes Stephen as well as his counterparts, if you will, okay? Plaintiff realleges and incorporates by reference herein each and every allegation contained herein above as though fully set forth and brought in this case, this cause of action. Between approximately 1973 and 1975, defendant Doe intentionally, recklessly, and wantonly, did acts which were intended to and did result in harmful and offensive contact with intimate parts of plaintiff's person. Plaintiff was subjected to multiple instances of sexual aid by the defendant during plaintiff's time as a minor. Defendant Doe 1 did the aforementioned acts with the intent to cause a harmful or offensive contact with an intimate part of plaintiff's person and would offend a reasonable sense of personal dignity. Further said, acts did cause a harmful or offensive contact with an intimate part of plaintiff's person that would offend a reasonable sense of personal dignity. The aforementioned acts constituted criminal sexual conduct pursuant to the California Penal Code. Because of defendant Doe's position of authority over plaintiff and plaintiff's mental and emotional state and plaintiff's young age, plaintiff was unable to and did not give meaningful consent to such acts. Okay, that is extremely and highly important for the latter, because people will be like, saying, well, saying she liked it and all this stuff like that. Well, because of her young age, okay, let me highlight that, okay, because of her young age, okay, she could not give meaningful consent. She was too young, okay. It don't matter if one likes it. It's illegal in the state, okay, and federally at that. As a direct, legal, and approximate result of the acts of defendant Doe 1, yes, sir? Huh? Oh, yeah, that's not it, Bobo. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, y'all. As a direct, legal, and proximate result of the acts of defendant Doe Plaintiff sustained serious and permanent injuries to her person, all of which are damages in an amount to be shown according to the proof and within the jurisdiction of the court. In subjecting the plaintiff to the wrongful treatment herein described, defendant Doe acted willingly and maliciously with the intent to harm plaintiff and in conscious disregard of plaintiff's rights to constitute malice and oppression under California Civil Code 3294. Plaintiff is therefore entitled to the recovery of punitive damages in an amount to be determined by the court against defendant in a sum to be shown according to proof. Now, the second cause of action, sexual A, against the defendant and all his counterparts. Plaintiff realleges and incorporates by reference herein each and every allegation contained herein as though fully set forth and brought in this cause of action. Defendant in the going the things herein alleged, including intended to subject plaintiff to numerous instances of sexual A and molestation, intended to cause harmful or offensive contact with plaintiff's person, or intended to put plaintiff in immediate apprehensive of such contact. Now, in doing the things herein alleged, plaintiff was put in immediate apprehensive of a harmful or offensive contact by the defendant, and actually believed defendant had the ability to make harmful or offensive contact with plaintiff's person. And the plaintiff did not consent to the defendant intended harmful or offensive contact with the plaintiff's person, or intent to put the plaintiff in immediate apprehensive of such contact. Additionally, because plaintiff was a minor during the time herein alleged and lacked the ability to consent to sexual contact with any person. In doing the things herein alleged, the defendant violated plaintiff's right pursuant to the Civil Code 43 of protection from bodily restraint or harm and from personal insult. In doing the things herein alleged, the defendant violated his duty pursuant to Civil Code 1708 to abstain from injuring the person of plaintiff or infringing upon plaintiff's rights. As a result of the above described conduct, plaintiff has suffered and continues to suffer great pain of mind and body, shock, emotional distress, physical manifestations of emotional distress, including embarrassment, loss of self-esteem, disgrace, humiliations, and loss of enjoyment of life. Has suffered and will continue to suffer and was prevented and will continue to be prevented from performing daily activities and obtaining the full enjoyment of life. Will sustain loss of earnings and earning capacity, and or has incurred and will continue to incur expenses for medical and psychological treatment, therapy, and counseling. Plaintiff is informed and based thereon alleges that the conduct of defendant Doe was oppressive, malicious, and despicable, and that it was intentional and done in conscious disregard for the rights and safety of others, and were carried out with a conscious disregard of plaintiff's right to be free from such torturous behavior, such as to constitute oppression, fraud, or malice, pursuant to California Civil Code 3294, entitling plaintiff to punitive damages against the defendant in an amount approximate to punish and set an example of the defendant. Now, the third cause of action, intentional infliction of emotional distress as to both the child, sex A, and causing the ensuing involuntary infamy for defendant's profit. You get a sip. This is going to be a long read. Okay. Plaintiff repeats, realleges, and incorporates herein by reference all consistent paragraphs of this complaint as if fully set forth herein. The defendant intended his outrageous behavior and knew or should have known that extreme emotional distress would likely result. The defendant consciously and intentionally orchestrated, conducted, and participated in the sexual act of plaintiff while she was a minor. In an ongoing pattern of conduct that has existed since the time of the assault through present day. The defendant has intentionally publicized the acts he perpetrated upon plaintiff for his profit and fame. This conduct reached crescendo when his multiple books were published describing the assault of plaintiff and other traumatic, painful, and private matters for plaintiff who was a child victim of a sex crime. The defendant knew or should have known plaintiff would be seriously and irreconcilably harmed. When the defendant assaults of plaintiff ceased, he refused to let plaintiff heal and keep the sexual act private from her community and family, while plaintiff had kept her past private. The defendant conduct included, but was not limited to, publishing information about his assaults of plaintiff that caused the public to identify plaintiff as a victim of childhood sexual act, trauma, and a coerced act. The defendant conduct, as alleged throughout this complaint, was outrageous in various ways, including but not limited to assaulting plaintiff and displaying his abuse of her at the time it was occurring. And from that day forward to the present. Hold on, yeah. Sorry about that, y'all. Sorry. Okay. Conduct has alleged throughout this complaint was outrageous in various ways, including but not limited to assaulting plaintiff and displaying his abuse. Okay, we already heard that. Because of the status of the defendant as a world famous rock star, he achieved special status and power in the media and world generally. The defendant abused this position of power afforded to him by fame by describing his assaults of plaintiff and various media outlets, including but not limited to his books, memoirs, and other public statements, knowing that plaintiff would be susceptible to mental distress and acting intentionally or unreasonably with full recognition that his acts would cause mental distress. The defendant conduct exceeded all bounds of decency and is odious and utterly intolerable in a civilized society. The defendant conduct was intentional and or reckless. The defendant's conduct caused emotional distress in the minor plaintiff, and this emotional distress was and continues to be severe and extreme. As a result of the above described conduct, plaintiff has suffered and continues to suffer extreme emotional distress, physical manifestations of emotional distress, embarrassment, anxiety, fear, nightmares, terror, shame, symptoms of PTSD, loss of enjoyment, loss of trust, guilt, loss of income, and was prevented and will continue to be prevented from performing daily activities and obtaining the full enjoyment of life, and or has incurred and or will continue to incur expenses for medical and psychological treatment, therapy, and counseling. Now, as a result of the above noted conduct, plaintiff has, against her will, become a central figure in a scandal that has deprived her of the ability to proceed under a pseudonym or Jane Doe in this very lawsuit because confidentially of her identity. Likeness and privacy rights normally afforded to a victim of child sex crimes was ripped aside by the defendant's action. The defendant forced upon plaintiff a constant state of involuntarily infamy. This infamy manifests as disgrace, dishonor, disrepute, and feeling a constant state of being known for a depraved and shameful sexual act, when in reality, plaintiff was the victim of a bad act, childhood sexual act. As a result of the above noted conduct, plaintiff was required to make disclosures of private, traumatic, painful, and personal nature from her personal life that would not have been made otherwise. These disclosures caused plaintiff extreme and ongoing damages and pain and suffering. Prayer for relief. Wherefore plaintiff prays for judgment against defendants as follows. For past, present. Let me get on the screen for this. I want to read this. For past, present, and future general damages in an amount to be determined at trial. For past, present, and future special damages, including but not limited to past, present, and future lost earnings, economic damages, and others, in an amount to be determined at trial. Any approximate statutory damages, including but not limited to attorney's fees for costs of suit, for pre and post judgment interest as allowed by law, for attorney's fees pursuant to the aforementioned statutes and otherwise allowable by law. California Code of Civil Procedure 102 1-5. For exemplary and punitive damages in an amount to be determined at trial. For disgorgement of all monies and profits derived from defendants' memorandum statements and publications, and for such other and further relief as the court may deem proper. Now, this was dated, as you guys see, last year. So we just got through reading something that is very fresh, okay? And it has been signed by the attorneys and by Julia, okay? And a demand for jury trial, all right? And this is demand by Julia, okay? So we just got through reading the whole transcript. It's sad. It's unfortunate that the stories just keep unfolding in Hollywood. That's why I be, telling everybody it didn't start with Kelly, and it's definitely, unfortunately, not going to end with him as long as we keep on allowing this to be the atmosphere. If we keep on allowing comments like, well, if we just expose all of Hollywood, we won't have any movies. Well, we don't have any movies then. Or we can keep continuing to expose in the music. We're not going to have any music. Well, shut it down. It's trash now anyway. I mean, no shade. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's not like we got some beautifully classic music nowadays. This music is trash. All it is about shooting, killing, and robbing. You know what I'm saying? Whose boot is bigger? Whose wop is wetter? Like, you know, who cares? Okay? But the more that we continue to just kind of say this is the way of the world, we're going to continue to have stories like this. And like I told you guys, I will be bringing y'all on tomorrow the story of Marilyn Manson. Let me give you guys a teaser about this. Marilyn Manson sued for sexual aid of a minor. Okay? Listen to this. Okay? In the lawsuit, Doe says the first encounter Warner with Marilyn Manson was in 1995 after a Dallas concert when she was 16 years old. She had waited outside his tour bus like normal groupies do, right? She was a groupie, right? She was 16, like most fans do, okay? And along with some other young girls, he told to, you know, get on his tour bus, okay? From there, he proceeded to take down their name, their age, their schools. I'm not making this up. Okay, listen to this. On his bus, where he asked their age and school grade and took down their home addresses and phone numbers. So he was fully aware that these girls were just that. He asked for their name and their school age, and proceeds to write down their number and phone number. So we're gonna get into that. That's why I said it didn't start with R. Kelly, but darn sure ain't gonna end with him. Okay, it's a lot of just exposing, coming out the woodworks, and I'm loving it. I'm okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's time out for it, right? So that is it in regards to AEROSMITH'S Steven Tyler. For those that are just tuning in, we just heard the final pages in this complaint that Julia has submitted in regards to AEROSMITH Steven Tyler. In part one, we hear how she met and how everything transpired at a concert. Was a huge fan, went backstage, got assaulted there after the concert. You know, it was a hello, drop it like it's hot, right? Went from there to get consent from her mother because she was a latchkey kid. You know, Steven Tyler made promises to the mom that he would take care of the daughter. Those were short-lived, but he got signed consent to this young lady. Went on to tour with him where she found herself to be pregnant by him. And, you know, he went off to tour, left her alone, only for him to send a fellow friend to help get her groceries to where she states that she opens the door. And after that, she doesn't know what happened. The guy that was supposed to be there to bring groceries or to take her grocery shopping was nowhere to be found, but there was a fire in the apartment in which she lived. Okay, from there, been in the hospital trying to recover from smoke inhaling. The baby's fine, but because Steven came to realize that, okay, I guess that situation didn't work, you need to get rid of this baby. So in the hospital, while this young lady is trying to recover from smoke inhalation, he's trying to get her to off the baby. She agrees to it, only to find out years later that the baby lived, but Steven tells her that he did witness the deletion of the child. Okay, and it's just devastating and tragic. And she was not going to mention it, was not going to say anything, went on about her life, went on to get married and have children, only for this fool in his memoirs to talk about being with an underage young lady. without saying any names or nothing like that, but went on to allege these things to be true. And so she had to deal with the scrutiny of basically her life being exposed without her consent. So he took all of this from her without her consent, only to now take her story without her consent, right? And so that's why I tell you guys, when it comes to me, I tread lightly when I'm talking about somebody else's story. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I don't have consent to talk about other people's life as if I was there, or as if I know more than they know. But it's unfortunate, and I hope that she gets all the justice that the justice systems can get for her, because it's well deserved. Okay, not for nothing, you guys. That is the video. Now it's your turn. Tell me what you guys think. Down in the comments below. While you're there, you guys, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And I will see you guys on the next video. Until then, you guys be blessed and stay vigilant. Deuces. Welcome, everybody. I'm Whitney D of WhitneyDTV and the producer of When Time Stopped. And I am here to let you guys know that we are casting for When Time Stopped 2, a docuseries on childhood sexual abuse. Now, myself, along with 3 other individuals, told our stories, but we want to hear from you. Now, are you ready to tell your story? Are you a survivor? Or are you a parent? We would like to hear from you. Here's how you can submit.
When Time Stopped 2, now casting. Seeking female and male adults ready to share their story of sexual abuse, or parents of a child or children that have suffered from sexual abuse, and you are ready to speak about your journey. Email your story and contact information to WhitneyDavisplanning@gmail.com.
Don't you just love trolls? Said no one ever. What if I told you I know how to minimize, virtually erase your channel trolls? Yeah, that's right. Hi, I'm Whitney D of WhitneyDTV, and with my 2-step process, get your trolls under your thumb. What does trolling mean? To antagonize others online by deliberately posting inflammatory, irrelevant, or offensive comments, or other disruptive content. Trolls engage in the most outrageous and offensive behavior possible, all the better to troll you with. As a content creator myself, I dealt with trolling head on into the start of my YouTube career, and it was devastating. As time went on, however, I discovered settings and controls that helped me minimize and virtually erase trolling, and I loved it. Doing these easy steps changed everything. Click the link below to get my ebook on how to stop trolling.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. If you're new, don't be. And I mean that. Don't be. Go ahead and click that subscribe button to be a part of Witness Gang, to join the Witness Nation. Now, I am here to let you guys know we are now accepting members. Let me stop stunning. We've been accepting members, but I'm here to tell you more information about the memberships, okay? It's just better here. Why not become a member and support your girl on a month-to-month basis, okay? Now, we have 4 different tiers that you can choose from. They'll probably be somewhere over here, okay? Not for nothing, we have Out of the Bushes for $1.99 a month, okay? And then you can become a Witness member. $3.99 a month. You can't beat that, okay? Now, if you want to take it up a notch and become a Witness gang member, just $9.99 a month, okay? Now, I see you. You want to go even further. That's great, okay? Become a Witness Nation member at $19.99. Okay, now all these proceeds go back into the channel, okay? I pride myself on doing due diligence to give you guys best quality product and content, okay? So if you love what you see here on WhitneyDTV and you want to keep it going, make sure you become a member, like right now. Like today, like go do it now, okay? Comes with a lot of different perks like members only chats and member only videos and getting updates and exclusive information before anybody does, okay? So what are you waiting for? Go become a member like now. Like right now. Duh. Bye.